we find it. But what if? You guys, just what if this map could lead to One-Eyed Willie's rich stuff?
Hey, Matt, I got an idea.
Uh-huh.
For thematic continuity. What if we didn't do?
Hey, you guys.
Nah, we gotta leave it at this.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, guys, and welcome back to Sloth Love Chunk, your favorite Goonies Super-Fan podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ants.
And I'm Matt.
And on this episode, we're going to switch things up a bit. And instead of talking about the Goonies movie we know and love, we're going to hop in a DeLorean and get a little hypothetical as we discuss what if the Goonies happened today.
Yes.
What changes will we see in the movie? Could you even have a Goonies adventure in our world today? And how different would the movie be? I don't know, man. Really, the answers to these questions, they might just give us an idea of how viable something like a oh God, I can't even say it.
What?
Like a remake. Oh, it's a poison in my mouth. Something like something like that. Something like that would be just like, could you even do that?
Yeah, I mean, the word sequel's hard enough.
Yeah,
but
man.
Remake.
Okay,
I said it.
But before we begin that discussion, I just want to remind everyone where you can find us. You can find us on our social media. On Instagram, Sloth Love Chunk _pod.
Yes.
You can find us at our website, slothlovechunk.com. And as always, feel free to email us, goondocs@slothlovechunk.com, or you can always email Matthew directly, Matt@slothlovechunk.com. He's still waiting. Really, guys, send the bike seat questions.
Yes, I'm
directly to Matt.
The more sympathy, the better.
Brought it up again, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, Matt.
Yes.
I've been having trouble trying to figure out how to structure this discussion.
It's a tough one. I mean, we're essentially deconstructing our favorite movie. You know, we're saying that it can only have been in its form as it is now. You know, we're kind of are we pigeonholing it?
I don't even know what that means.
Are we saying that there's no other way of looking at it? There's just this one singular form.
I think the Goonies can, like, this is why I have problems, right? Because at first I wanted to go through this and maybe go like scene by scene and be like, oh, this is how the Goonies would be different today, right? But as I was going through it, I started to get a little bit negative about things, and it always ended up being, this is why the Goonies can't happen. This is why the Goonies can't happen today. And I don't really want to be negative about things.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like it's gotta be, you know?
Yeah.
Or maybe we'd be like, this is why it couldn't happen today, but this is what they may do instead. But then I try to think of what they would do instead, and
I was at a loss to imagine. Maybe it's because we're too old to imagine what they would do instead.
Yeah. So instead of it being like, what if the Goonies happened today? It's more like, my thesis is the Goonies cannot happen today. And these are the reasons why.
Yeah.
So did you do any preparation for this?
I did. Well, when I was looking into it, I kind of
thank God, because I didn't do anything, bro.
I kind of broke it. I kind of broke it down into two categories as to why it wouldn't work. Is at first I looked at technology, of course, because that's
that's the biggest
always
one.
ongoing. And then, of course, I get, when I was thinking about it more, if I'm going to think about technology, it's sort of more meta. It's within the Goonies world. And then the other part is social. Like, if you look at it as a movie, can you show it to a today's audience with, keeping the kids the same and keeping their shenanigans the same?
What do you mean? Showing
like
an original Goonies to a new audience today?
No, like if you tried to recreate certain scenes, like, Sloth being chained up in some kind of torture chamber, where the
oh yeah.
And can you show the interaction with him and Chunk, and can you, those kinds of things? Can you show Andy kissing
basically
a young man?
What you're saying is why the Goonies would be canceled?
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah. So I
honestly, like there's a lot of, when I was going through this and thinking about it, I was thinking about a lot of things that would be considered problematic today.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm surprised that you do still see the Goonies on television as much as you do, considering those problematic things.
Right.
And I don't know, man, maybe that's a testament to just like how much beloved the movie is, or how great it is that people are able to look.
You just kind of overlook it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, looking at technology, the first question you got to ask yourself, you get a bunch of bored kids and a group of kids in the house. Yeah. One of them finds a map and says, we have to go outside. We have to ride bikes. We have to get dirty to find this map. Are modern kids going to do that, or are they going to stay and play with their iPads?
Modern kids probably aren't even going to be in the same house together.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably going to be on their cell phones, texting each other. Everything would be online. This also reminded me of our video game episode. Go back and listen to the video game episode, guys. And I remember it blew my mind at the time when we realized that the Goonies was filmed before Nintendo even came out.
Holy cow.
Like when those kids are together in the house right there, and Mikey and Mouth, I think, are feeding the fishes.
Yeah. Someone's playing marbles.
Like even then, I think you would have seen them playing Nintendo or something like that.
Yeah.
So now 40 years later, one can only imagine what these kids would be doing with their time instead of just chilling together.
Mm-hmm. So let's just assume that they do go. Let's say that, I was kind of also, if we're thinking within the movie, think of the Welshes, and think of the area they're in. Are they going to have top-notch Wi-Fi? Are they going to have a great signal out there?
Oh, yeah.
What's their economic situation?
They're going to be stealing Wi-Fi from Data's house.
Yeah. Why is it Data's house? Yeah, you see, I mean, the whole point of the Goonies is they're about to get kicked out because they can't afford to, counter Troy's dad. So maybe they're not so great financially. Maybe they wouldn't have.
I think, though, if the Goonies happened today, I think a lot of people could probably relate to that, considering our current socioeconomic, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
So
let's say they do go on the adventure. Now they're armed with what? Cell phones? They're all going to have cell phones, right?
Everybody's going to have cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably going to have those stupid electric bikes.
Yeah.
Chunk's not going to have to bust his ass up the hill complaining. Right. He's just like, zoom. How fun is that?
Right.
I don't know. There's so many things that make me think this movie could not be made today, or it wouldn't have that same sense of adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're stopping a text while you're riding towards this treasure map, or if they're stopping to YouTube on the way, or
they'd be Googling One-Eyed Willie.
Right.
There'd be no following a map. They would just put it in their phones.
Yeah.
That's why I think you would have to isolate the kids somehow. And I think that's what they did in that recent movie that was very Goonies-esque. That what is it? Finding Ohana.
Finding Ohana, yeah.
With Kehu Kwan was in it as well. They isolated those kids in Hawaii. You know, the main character girl was from New York City, and you even see her doing the geocaching stuff, and she's using her phone and all that. But then they transport her over to Hawaii, and the first thing she does is complain about the Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah. See, that's what it takes.
And I think that was a pretty, it's an effective way to eliminate a lot of the technology and bring back that, I don't know, what would you call it? Like I think the self-reliance that the group had, where they were relying on the whole group for the adventure, as opposed to, I feel today people would rely more on technology instead of each other.
Yeah.
God, this is going to become a deep episode, bro.
Well, I mean, it's something you and I can relate to. You know, our generation didn't come into technology until we're in high school.
Not
really.
Even. I mean, yeah, kind of.
I mean, to where it was
bulletin board services when we were in high school, maybe.
Yeah, but it wasn't as ubiquitous as it is now. So we knew the feeling of you had to go outside for entertainment with your buddies.
Like we said before, all we did was ride bikes when we were kids. Today, my son's walking around. I was doing yard work all day today, and my son's following me around. I was like, dude, why don't you go ride your bike? He's just like, I don't want to, Dad. So I had to kick him in the nuts.
Yeah.
And then he couldn't ride his bike.
Sorry. Or you take the seat off and say, feel what Uncle Matt has to feel. But yeah, even if you were like, you know, to your point earlier, it would take all of them to be willing to go outside to their neighbor's house, which, you know, we got to think about the parents as well in this new world.
Oh my gosh, dude. Totally.
Yeah. There's no way the mom says, okay, you know, take off, or, you know, the dad sees them riding by.
I got my kids have like friends in the neighborhood, friends that live literally 2 blocks away. Right. So my kids will go over to the house to play. And so then I'll text the parents and I'll be like, just let them come home. Whenever they're ready to come home, just send them home. Let them walk home. Right. 2 blocks away.
I
swear to God, every time the parents gotta walk with my kids. And I'm like, I told you, dude, like, you know?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Like, I'm okay with it. And also, like, this is a good thing for the kids to do.
Yeah.
They need to learn this independence.
Right.
Like, people won't do it. They won't let their kids go half a block without supervision.
Yeah.
Yeah. Find a group of like, what, 6 kids, 7 kids, 6 kids, and a sloth? No way.
Nope. Anyway, you said you did like a scene by scene. So where did you get with that?
I started doing the scene by scene, but then, like I said before, it just turned really kind of negative.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we could go scene 1 for Telly breakout chase and ORV race. Could that happen today?
Yeah.
Pretty much. I think you could. I think you could have a small town with a janky jail.
Yeah.
You have some dudes break out. ORV race on the beach? Probably not. There's probably too many environmental permits right now. You got to get to have an ORV race on the beach. But other than that, I think
they would have been caught faster. There would have been a camera outside the jail at least.
I think instead of having just cop cars chasing the Fratellis, you probably have some tanks as well. The police department would be militarized.
They'd really fool that.
They'd have some Apache helicopters chasing them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it totally happened today.
Yeah.
I was also go ahead.
I think if they were inclined to leave the house, the new age Goonies, I think.
Oh, I like that term. New age Goonies.
The rest of the adventure could still happen. You know, once they get out there, their cell phones aren't going to have a signal.
Oh, you're totally right. You didn't think about that because you're in some caverns, huh?
Yeah. Pretty much every place they go after Mikey's house.
But don't you think that once they go inside that cavern and their cell phone service is gone, they're like, guys, we got to go back up.
Yeah, like, we're like, how am I supposed to stream my shit down here? Yeah.
Exactly. Ugh.
And then the attention span. I can see where you got super negative very quick. The attention span's not going to be there either.
No, and like
They're not
walking
going
for
to
miles.
puzzle solving. Solve
Yeah.
a puzzle.
I can't Google this. What?
Yeah.
I tell you that my kids don't say Google. My kids say search it up. I think they teach them that in school. Because I don't think the schools want to say Google because it's sort of like a brand. They always say, "Hey, Dad, search it up. Search it up."
Why not look it up?
I don't know. They always say search it up.
Is that like a trademark?
I don't know. That's just what they do. Both of them. It's weird.
Yeah. And then, we wouldn't need Mouth's hilarious moments of translating to Rosalita or the map.
I know, dude. Rosalita, thanks, Google Translate. No more Rosalita. The bikes, all electric bikes. Or they'd probably just Uber to the restaurant.
Yeah. One person has an Uber account. That's
no maps,
right away.
cell phones. Ugh.
Yeah. And even if they don't ruin it with their cell phones, the parents could track them down. Like find my iPhone.
I know.
Oh, they're right there. Let's go take a quick drive, pick them all up.
I think also besides just I don't want to call it the logistics of the movie, but there's a lot of social things that are really politically incorrect nowadays that we wouldn't be able to see. The truffle shuffle. There's a lot of there's a lot of fat shaming in the Goonies.
Yeah,
that ain't gonna happen. You can't even have a character named Chunk. That alone is probably not gonna happen.
Not gonna do.
I mean, we're not gonna have people saying, booby traps. That's what I said, because they're essentially making fun of Data's accent right there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Data would
go ahead.
Data would be a tough one too.
Data is an Asian stereotype.
Yeah. Yeah,
my half Asian children love Data.
It's not looking good.
Do you think Data would? Do you think the modern day Data would still be playing James Bond 007 music, or what would be his music?
What would be Jason Bourne? I mean, if he's looking into like someone heroic, that
I was thinking like Mission Impossible music, but then that franchise is even older than 007, isn't it?
Not the Tom Cruise movies.
It'd probably still be 007 because you got Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
This is a stupid question.
Let's see. Okay, so
I mean, Sloth, the character Sloth.
Yeah, that's not going to work at all.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
And then
that's a sensitive one. Oof.
The dead body that was.
Oh, you can still have a dead body. You can have lots of dead bodies. Yeah, you probably have 100 dead bodies.
With Chunk stuck in the freezer with one.
Oh yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, I guess there's that.
Ritelli's probably going to have AR-15s.
Yeah, think about how bad they would be.
I don't think modern day movies have a problem with dead bodies or guns.
Did the Fratellis? I mean, they tried to kill the kids, but they didn't really. Were they too problematic?
I think you would not see them shooting at the children today. I think it would be a little more like slapstick danger. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because the Goonies are dodging bullets at points in the movie.
Yeah.
I do not think I don't think you.
Yeah, they're not trying to just capture them and say, "Oh, you darn kids." No, they're trying to kill them.
Yeah.
And Ma Fratelli threatened him with a knife up close and personal.
There'd be no limp lungs. Can't say that. No adopted wuss.
Nope. Andy making out with Mikey.
I was thinking about that. I don't think that'd be a problem.
No,
they're both kids.
Yeah, and she's the female.
But Mikey wouldn't have braces. He'd probably have Invisalign.
And maybe Chunk wouldn't even be Chunk. He'd be on the Ozempic. He'd just be like, he would just have weird. He's like,
they sent me to a camp for fat kids. You are not going to hear that line.
when I was writing all this stuff, that would be a detriment. One thing would be Chunk's validation of his stories. If he had a cell phone with a camera, he could take a video of that shootout at the beginning, pictures of the bullet holes. I think he would be like a YouTube star.
Man, it really makes you think. Like, it would be completely different. There's so many aspects of the Goonies that just do not translate today. Even though I feel like the movie is timeless, and when you show it to modern audiences, they enjoy it just as much. I just think that you would have too much of it would be too difficult to transport modern day kids into that story.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
I feel like you would just change it too much. I don't know. I think the most important thing about the Goonies is that sense of independent adventure. The kids away from parents, away from authority or society even. And I don't know, man. Maybe this is why there's never been a remake.
Oh no. And the other thing, now that you're mentioning, their motivation would have been different. I think if it was, would they have leveraged all the footage they had or Instagram fame of finding One-Eyed Willie, not even giving a shit about their neighborhood?
That would probably be the real treasure.
Yeah.
The real treasure is going viral.
Yeah, I think. I mean, we did it. We had a Goonies adventure that had technology, but we also came into it with an 80s kid kind of sensibility.
That's true. From the birthday party episode. Go back and listen, guys, if you haven't listened to it already. We did have the Goonies adventure. We had cell phones. We had everything with us. But we were pretty reliant on them.
Yeah, well, we were relying on the clues, but not.
That's a good point, Matthew, because it still was a lot of fun, and the puzzles created in such a way that it didn't matter if we had technology really to help us, because ciphers, how's the cell phone going to help you? I don't know. All right, what else? Scene by scene. I'm not even going scene by scene anymore. Oh, it's like the wishing well. People don't even carry change. You wouldn't even have a wishing well.
Nope. And how awful would Troy be? It just crossed my mind. I don't know. I think there would be something a little bit shittier about Troy.
He'd be driving a Tesla.
Yeah. Or posting, I think he would revenge porn Andy.
He'd be an influencer.
Yeah. He would be a total dick to Andy. He would revenge porn Andy right away. Oh, you don't want to go out with me? I'll send pics of those down your blouse when I was looking.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I do think if the Goonies happened today, though, you know what I think the most important thing that they would do? They'd leave in Andy taking the Goonies oath.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the Goonies oath is amazing. Are you ready, Matt?
Oh
my gosh, dude, you didn't take the hint?
Oh, boy.
How obvious do I gotta make it?
Well, the technology didn't give me a prompt. See?
Sorry, I should have set a reminder on your phone.
The modern kids problems. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, everyone, raise your right hands and follow along. I will never betray my Goondock friends.
We will stick together until the whole world ends.
Through heaven and hell and nuclear war.
Good pals like us will stick like tar.
In the city or the country or the forest or the boonies.
I am proudly declared a fellow Goonie.
Bam. Totally would leave that in. I'm looking at you right now, opening up your little novel. You're about to lose the front cover of that book.
No, I'm not. It's perfectly fine. I can't get over it that they wrote Goonie in singular form with a Y.
Yeah, that really bothers me.
That looks weird.
Oh, you know what? I got to give a shout out. I've been meaning to give a shout out for a long time. I haven't gotten to it. I got to give a shout out to longtime listener, Sloth Love Chunk, Mr. Kevin Quass, who gifted me a copy of his personal Goonies novelization, but it was in German from when he went to study abroad in college in Germany. And he actually used the Goonies novelization to help him learn German.
No way.
Yeah, because he knew the movie so well. So he would.
Whoa.
Yeah, he gifted me the original one. I'll put
Wow.
pictures up on the Instagram. It was amazing, dude.
That's sweet, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gunnin Fleischenheiber.
You got some rich stuff.
Richen Hurfenharben.
Der Warnheit Warler. No, that's Swedish.
We're probably saying really bad words. I don't know. All right, let's keep this Hurfenharben going.
So I mean, that's it, right? That's the verdict is in.
Well, you know what? Let's go Goonie by Goonie.
Okay.
How would they be different? Mikey, no braces, Invisalign. Canadian tuxedo? That still works today.
Yeah, I mean, you get it like a retro kid.
He wouldn't be in Mad magazines anymore, I feel. I think he'd be on his phone. Mouth. I don't know, dude. Kids probably don't learn languages anymore.
Yeah.
Because they got Google Translate, or maybe he's on Duolingo.
I mean, even back then, it was kind of amazing that he knew Spanish. So, I mean, in Oregon. So,
no, I never thought of that. How odd, right? What's this Oregon son of a plumber doing learning Spanish? Crazy.
Who knows? Maybe his dad's crew were. No, let's not put that in there. His dad's crew are all Mexicans.
Data. Man, Data wouldn't talk like Data. He would, probably wouldn't be the.
I mean, if they still wanted to put a twist on him, they probably would have made him a computer guy, right? Like, I got to hack into the Fratelli's blah, blah, blah.
It'd be like, let me write some code, guys. This will figure out triple bones. Chunk? No. I don't even know what you would do for a character like Chunk, because you couldn't have Chunk.
So many of his scenes relied on his fatness.
Steph? Probably not a slut.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't have that in the movie.
I know. Ever since we read that novelization, I think that every single time.
Yeah. I was watching the Goonies earlier, of course. And I could have sworn, and when Steph scares Mouth and he says, you want to see something really scary?
Yeah.
I don't know. You could see some tension there. Like, there's some old tension there.
I like that backstory better. I'm not going to say better than the movie because they don't really get into it, but I like that backstory where they're exes.
Yeah.
I do think it would explain a lot of the tension. I think it makes it a little like cuter.
Yeah, like they didn't
like their interactions are a little more endearing, I feel like.
Yeah. They didn't like each other as boyfriend girlfriend, but as Goonies, yeah. Anyway, we're getting off topic.
Andy, she's probably another influencer. She's got the most Instagram followers than anybody.
She probably wouldn't go. It's like maybe because she's like, well, I'll get a bunch of likes if I go, I guess.
Are we missing anybody? Who are we missing?
Brand?
Oh, Brand. Dang, dude. He's just going to be on his Peloton all day.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to tie him down with his little stretchy spring thing. No. That stuff don't exist no more.
Yeah, there's a common theme coming out here. Everyone wants to be an individual. There's no Goonies. They're all going to stay at home and do their thing. Fratelli's, I don't know. I didn't really see anything that was...
I don't know if you would have Ma Fratelli slapping Jake around nowadays.
And the story of her like Sloth just wouldn't, like we said, it just wouldn't be there at all.
I know. Straight up
her dropping him, her chaining him up, the torture scenes. Yeah, that's just not going to work.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, totally.
And the Goonies using their bag of jewels to pay off the debt.
I think what would happen is probably like the country of Spain would want to lay claim to the property of the rich stuff.
Yeah, because they would post all their shit. It would go viral.
But is that either the Goonies happening today, or is that just like not a movie?
Yeah.
Oh man, I had something in my mind, but I totally spaced it.
That sucks.
Crap.
Come on. I kind of think that Chunk would be a YouTube star, though. I feel like he'd be pretty well suited. to do that,
Oh, Chunk would be some TikTok dude doing like funny dances with his tummy.
Yeah. See, I
Maybe
think Chunk
you
would
could.
might do well. The character.
Yeah. So what if the Goonies happened today? I think it would suck.
Yep.
I think we couldn't do a whatever that word is.
you know, I was thinking when I was researching this episode, I thought maybe we could do an episode where we explore if they did do it, who the cast members would be. But I don't know if I even want to try to do that.
Oh, I guess we could. We could just throw it into what if. You mean the what if it happened today? Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can be a casting director for like 6-7 people right now, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. One football player, because we're just trying to keep it kind of consistent. Whatever. One football player to play a new Sloth. Who would it be? Current.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, it's not a football player, but you know what sports guy would be an amazing Sloth?
Huh?
Shaquille O'Neal.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Well, he couldn't be.
I think Shaq would kill it as Sloth, or a version of Sloth.
He would have what would okay? Now that we're mentioning Sloth, what would Sloth look like if you had to carefully cast? What would you call him? A goofy sidekick, or how would they present him? They're not going to present him with one eye sunken, and
I think you could. Ooh.
Maybe he's just whimsical, Maybe he wears purple all the time or something. That's maybe the extent.
I don't know. I don't want to say anything. So I feel like we're going to get canceled.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we're just too old. Maybe we are. Maybe we're just too old to be able to fathom what an amazing adventure would be for kids these days.
Yeah.
We got to have a kid write the screenplay. I guess. I'm going to go get the kids.
It would be like, okay, so we're all playing Minecraft. Like, oh, well, I'm going to have to read the whole thing to understand this.
It'd be an online adventure. That reminds me of that Ready Player One.
Yeah. That had a bunch of Goonies-esque qualities, and everyone stayed home. I think it would probably be like that, like with those meta goggles or whatever.
Ooh, meta goggles.
Is that
Did you say meta goggles?
Isn't that what they're called?
Dang, dude. I don't know. You talk smart.
Oh. So in short, it's not going to happen, right? Not how we would like it, at least.
So, I believe my thesis has been proven.
Proven.
Wait, what is it? Quod erit demonstratum. I don't know.
No.
Yeah, I think if the Goonies happened today, it would just be so incredibly different.
Yeah.
Structure of the adventure, the kids, the team makeup.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff would be so different that would it really be a Goonies adventure? But what makes a Goonies adventure? Maybe a Goonies adventure is just a group of kids having fun, looking for something, having fun, or not even looking for something.
Yeah. Maybe they work
even
together.
Even in the movie, was it Chunk that says, "I'm not going on another one of your crazy Goonies adventures"?
Yeah.
They do it all the time. It didn't have to be for a treasure map.
No. Let's go push down my mom so she breaks her arm and she has to hire a Mexican.
Oh yeah, there's no backstory on Mrs. Walsh's arm. Episode idea. Yeah. This is what happens, Matthew. This kind of meandering discussion is what happens when I have zero preparation.
Well,
I told you at the beginning, dude, that I was having trouble with how the structure of this should go because
we don't want to accept it. It's like I said, it's us kind of tearing at the idea of how everlasting it is.
Timeless.
Right? Timeless.
It's a timeless film. Say it over and over and over again. Say it till the day I die.
So what would be the word? It's timeless, but it's not translatable? No. What am I looking for?
Transportable?
Transportable? I mean, but how many great stories aren't transportable, How many great movies or books?
I mean, you can always make a movie, a group of kids looking for, I don't know. I just feel like you're not going to have the same, that Shazam.
Even if it is, let's say if it's a group of kids who are really into Minecraft and they do, in whatever Minecraft world, there's some unattainable goal, which is amazing. And these kids pull it off and it's holy shit, they did what no other kids have done. This is great. Would you want to sit down at a theater and watch that?
Fudge, no, bro.
Just some kids saying, okay, I'm going to go into room F4. Please press F5. Throw intimidating shout and say, ugh.
My kids are actually playing. My kids are playing Minecraft downstairs right now.
Yeah. There you go. Maybe they're having a Goonie adventure.
No. Some lamos. Children are lame. Well, they dress up as Andy and Data and Mikey. So
there you go.
They cool.
You should send them outside. You know what? Kids go outside. I want to see for a couple hours.
I'm gonna have to start doing to them what my mom did to me, where she just put us outside. She locked the door. She said, "See you later, suckers."
Yep.
She didn't unlock the door until like 6 p.m.
Yeah.
That like really sucked in the winter, though, dude. It was.
Or when there were strangers chasing after you.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you think that we discussed what would happen if the Goonies happened today? What if?
Yeah. Let us know.
I guess so.
We kind of want to hear some more opinions. It's still not closed.
you guys need to tell us, what do you think? How would you present the Goonies today if you were to make it today? Don't use that word.
I know. Ooh.
That word which shall not be named. All right, Maddie, I got a lot of Superfan interviews lined up.
Oh yeah,
hopefully.
Do tell.
Almost too many. I feel like we got to space them out and put in like we can't just have Superfan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got a Superfan episode coming next week.
Sweet.
Then after that, this is what I was thinking. If you got a better one, you let me know. I was thinking, let's do Cyndi Lauper's music video in honor of Cyndi Lauper having her farewell tour this fall.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. There's a lot. There's a lot to discuss on that video.
Are you a big wrestling guy?
I was in the.
All right, good. Yeah. Because when I wasn't the biggest wrestling guy, and a lot of those wrestlers, I'm just like, I don't even know who this guy is. Well,
those guys
need some help.
I would say they're from the golden age. I would say WWF, Hulk Hogan, all those guys was like the silver age. But
I'm a huge Roddy Piper fan, though.
Yeah.
My second favorite movie of all time is They Live.
Yep. It was great.
Yeah.
And Captain Lou Albino,
See,
it's quirky but memorable.
So stay tuned, guys. We're going to have our next episode, Superfan interview. We're going to do a Cyndi Lauper, Goonies Are Good Enough music video retrospective. And then maybe some more Goonies Superfan interviews.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. I know we're kind of sucking with the sketch. But look, it's the summer. Give us a break, Come on.
Yeah, we got to go play volleyball with our shirts off.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a tan. You should see how, come on. If you can't tone it, tan it. I said that for you, man. Me as well, bro. Me as well.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Hey, guys. Thanks for listening. And we will see you next time on Sloth Love Chunk. Oh, wait.
You didn't do that thing.
Even though it's time to say goodbye.
Goonies never say die.
I suck at this. All right. We're done. Boop.
Okay.
Hey, we don't have to hang. Don't hang up.
No, I'm not hanging up.